Kali. Jayanti Mangala 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 Kali. Sometimes things happen to us, and from that moment forward, we can never be the same. And we don't even have to know what happened to us. It's just that no matter how we look at things, they don't seem the same. Everything's changed, but nothing's changed. But deep inside, we have changed. And what is a spiritual crisis? A spiritual crisis is an awakening when two things come to clash. And the one thing that our identity was rested upon, that was secure in, is being shifted into the other thing, which is a whole new reality for you. This is about consciousness and spiritual awareness. This is about our ability to see more deeply into the world around us and to feel more deeply and to know ourselves more deeply. Because what and who we thought we knew can never be the same. We can never turn back because this time, because of whatever happened, you went through a trauma, you had a big event in your life, or maybe you just woke up and everything has changed. Yes, a spiritual crisis is connected with the Kundalini awakening. And the truth is, our reality is only ever dependent upon how we saw it anyway. And that includes who we think we are. So when we're pretty sure and pretty set on who we think we are, and we do what we do to be who we are, and everything makes sense, and we know that person, and we know that person, and our whole world makes sense, we all know who we are. But then you start to crumble. Your identity starts to fall apart. But maybe the other people around you, their identity isn't falling apart, which makes it even harder. Because you don't know where you belong, you don't know where you fit in, and you're desperately trying to get back what you were. Maybe you feel like you're in this bubble looking out, or that who you used to be is somewhere far away watching the new you who's totally confused and doesn't know what to do. And this is all totally normal. The Kundalini awakening causes profound spiritual crisis because our reality is shifting and there is a great awakening taking place on this earth. And maybe not everyone is experiencing what you're experiencing, but it's happening. And it is an opportunity of profound transformation when you are the one to be blessed with a spiritual crisis in your life. And it's only a crisis because, like I said, two things are clashing. Who I am, who I need to be secure, who I thought I was, and what might be possible. We don't want to let go because we don't know what's out there. And this is not a conscious thing that's going on. This is a deep internal survival mechanism. And it's very confusing because we don't know who we are anymore. It's like our face just gets wiped away for a little while. We were pretty sure what we were doing and who we were and who we knew and how we were supposed to be. And suddenly something comes and wakes us up. And that's not the end. Then something else comes and starts to erode slowly our identity. And it starts to pull away the things, even against our greatest will, that we don't need in our lives anymore. The things that aren't supporting the new person we are to be because of the expansion of our consciousness. And yeah, it's a hard place to be, especially when you're on your own, because it's confusing and maybe other people in your life aren't experiencing it. But it is about our identity, and it is about what we identify with. So if my identity is finding its security in all sorts of transient worldly things, then I'm always going to be at a disadvantage. And what we have to do in a spiritual crisis, in an awakening, is that we are called to identify with something beyond what we see on the outside, beyond what we can use on the outside to stabilize ourselves. We have to find our security in something deeper that is beyond this personality and beyond this self-image and beyond this identity. And it's really hard because we still live in this world and we're still getting feedback from the world and we're still getting reinforcement of things that we need to let go of, like, no, it's really good to worry about this, this, and this, when this awakening you're having is saying, no, you don't need to worry about this, this, and this anymore. Your appearance and how sexy or young or rich you are isn't as important as what's deeper. And it's really hard to make that break, especially when we are out in the world and the world is supporting, the culture is supporting that those things are the most important thing. And it's like we don't have a choice but to try to go back to it if we want to make sense of our life, unless we can find a spiritual support that allows the life to go on the outside, but that we have this thing we keep coming back to, because that's really, really what saved me, was that I had my teacher and everything that was going on did not make sense, but it was okay because I had this to come back to, and this being in front of me who represented who I needed to become. And I just kept my eyes on him. And everything in my life just was a funnel around that. And I was able to really make profound breakthroughs because that being created the security for me. So whatever you can have to create that support in a spiritual way in your life is the most important thing during this spiritual crisis that we get caught in. And we may have several crises in our lives, because what happens in the Kundalini awakening is that we make these breakthroughs and then we stabilize for a while and we think, okay, I'm here, and then suddenly it all explodes again, and then we have the turmoil, then we get another breakthrough, and then we keep rising. But in between the times of our rising, we need times of stability. And so it has its pattern, it has its plan, and the problems get created when we try to fight the plan, even though that goes with the territory. Why wouldn't we fight the plan? All we know is who we are, this person. And when something comes along from some power and tries to say, no, you're not this person, be something you don't know, even know what this something is, it's a lot to try to make sense of. And so to go deep down into your personal resources and conjure up that faith and that trust, and just go down deep and look deep inside yourself for who you really are, and you connect to the power of that light that you really are. And every time you have doubt and fear and insecurity, and you're shaky and unsure and you want to go back, and it's more comfortable to go back, and it works for a little bit, a few days, a couple months, a few minutes, whatever, still keep reminding yourself that this path is an old path that I was on, isn't going anywhere. And no, nothing's going to be 1 + 1 exactly how you hope it will be overnight. This is a whole different shift of our life. It is that, no, it's not easy just because it's an expansion of consciousness. It's asking us to make a shift, to go down a new road. And there's no guarantee how long it will take you to get from here to here. It's just that it's inevitable that we do it, is the point. It's not up to us. We think it's up to us. What's up to us is our attitude. What's up to us is how well we can surrender. And we're all different, and you don't need to get down on yourself for when we fight the calling, because we all fight the calling. It's just that little by little, we start to adjust. It starts to make sense. We start to know who we are on a deep level, and things start to happen where we really realize what we're capable of. And on top of that, however much you try to hold on, you have to admit it's just not the same as it used to be. It's just not as interesting. It's just not as fulfilling to do the things we used to do, to pass our time, and to make ourselves feel like our life mattered, or we were somebody, or we were whatever, this person. The reinforcement of this person on an external level won't work as well as time goes by anyway, because it's slowly adapting you to the new vibration. This is really just about a vibrational change. And this change has to take place on every level possible, from your body to your environment to your whole entire lifestyle. It is a lifelong commitment. And we think we didn't pick this, but on a very deep level, we have chosen for this to happen to us. Because why? Because we are ready. Because when the fruit is ripe, it falls from the tree. And we can only let the light shine on us until we are ready to be liberated from our separative existence in samsara and be of benefit to all sentient beings, meaning that people need help, just like you and me need help. And our job is to make ourselves vehicles of divine grace. Our job is to make ourselves the best tool in the hand of God that we can be, to understand that this will take courage and self-discipline and a lot of trial and error. But yes, a spiritual crisis is all about an awakening of the light within you. An identity crisis is the fact that this is not our identity anyway. Like the caterpillar thought it was a caterpillar until it found out it was actually a butterfly. And that's exactly how this works. And so, one day at a time, one step at a time, one choice at a time, everything will change in your life. And if you would like to attend a future retreat here, which this retreat will be all about learning the foundational lifestyle to support your Kundalini awakening, and because what we need is a routine. What we need is a structure. What we need is the foundation for what will help you to embrace this opportunity to the best of your ability. Just keep going within. Just come back to your breath. Tune into your body. Tune out of your thoughts. Tune into your heart. Feel the ground beneath you. Breathe. And believe in yourself. Trust the divine that is within you and that is everywhere. And know that you are safe and you are guided. But when we act out of fear, we lose our connection to that guidance. Not that it's not always available to us, we just lose our connection. So when we tune in, we connect.